Okay, I'll update my euro dollar trade here. This was the intended trade that we were going to come back and retest the 38. So we did that. So I think if I pick up where I was in the last video, I was at this stage of the playbook. I was anticipating the failure of this channel, and that if I didn't sell up here on pendings, my sell would have been here had we continued up the channel. But like I said, I was slightly short this going into Friday's close, and then when we fell out of the channel, I think the only place to get on the short train on the 4-hour chart would have been, I think, if you, unfortunately, the only up move was there. So had you had a sell limit here at this last known bottom, or if you take this top, you would have never got filled if you had an order there. But I wasn't actually thinking of this strategy because I don't like this drop. I don't like to ride that down. So my entry was down here off of this top. Now, I don't know what the statistics are on that, but seriously, if you get in here with a stop here, I think you just made 4-1 on your money. Of course, I would get in a cluster of orders. Like I said, if you want to get in aggressively, you're going to put your orders on the top of these wicks. So you had to take at least a pounding of, but you got a nice a retracement here. This is basically about 60 pips to here because these big grays are 100 pips. So you ricochet off the 100 pip handle. Nice bounce there. Come back. You get this beautiful top bottom here. It's not perfect, but if you can see this bottom, top, bottom, now back up into here, yeah, maybe it's cooked. So this is Thursday, and the markets are closed for the indices and crude. So if you tighten this up here, or if you're really conservative, you would run a tight channel at the top of this, kind of a channel envelope, scooch it up into here, so you have this top match this top and these two tops here. That's kind of like an Andrews pitchfork, but which Andrews pitchfork is just an amazingly profitable system. If you ever take a look at an Andrews pitchfork chart, you can get the center point here. It kind of look like this on this one. Cue this up on all the lows. When it spills out of this channel, you know, game over. And the center point would look like this. Would this be the one of the tines in the pitchfork? So you wrap through this as the last known entry as you touch that, and then the rollover, it's already crossed in. Of course, you had the projection here. I think in the last video, this was an obvious projection. This became the pivot here, and then the other obvious projection would have been if you go for this internal bottom top, you have a this triangle here you spill out of. You could extend this and connect it to these tops, so you're not breaking any rules. In other words, this bottom becomes a head and shoulders. I don't know if you can see that. Here, I'll get rid of this stuff. But if you can get a head and shoulders out of this move, I don't know if that's painfully obvious to anybody, but I guess it is to me. This is the head, becomes a shoulder, becomes a shoulder, with a head here, so a head and shoulders, and then you know, just this move here was over once we broke through that. And if he just kept on dragging this over as it rolled over each See, now you have a possible breakout here. I'm just looking to get out here, actually. I'm just looking for this to consolidate, but I do think in the end it's going up. Not to say we can't come down and crush into, there's a top on the 4 hour right here, this little baby top. So that's a possible place we could fall into next week and just start walking down into this. But this is a nice wave 4 consolidation. This top became a bottom. This failed to get down to this number. So on the daily, daily's been an uptrend for a long time now. If you zoom out on this, which I don't like to go too far out because it's just too big of a story to take in your head. I think it's too big of a story, but I guess some people have their charts like, yeah, I guess I don't even want to know about that. So this is the way I look at it. All I care about is the last known top, right? I think you're just overwhelming yourself. I just care what happened last week in the damn show. I can't look that far back. I don't need to watch every episode of the show. Okay, this was my last known major pivot. So this is the buy zone. This is the crude channel here we're holding. So if you make this into a channel band and use this top as your channel zone band, okay, turn on the chart shift here. Get it to give me a little more space into the future. Okay, now maybe I can zoom out. I think you can zoom out if you could put this down the middle of the chart and speculate into the future. I think that's the key here in trading, is front running the market. And you have to do all the things they say, that all the things that should be illegal, you should be doing those trading. And then here's the top. If you use this top as your envelope band, so you're not breaking any rules. Rules are rules, people. So yeah, you got that set up, and that's all you can do there. There's not much you can do except realize that this is a major place to put a buy limit. So you almost got filled there on that daily wick off of the close pivot. I think it depends how tight your broker was running that, but right there's your pivot. And not to say we can't retest that pivot, and then the other projection for the bears would be, if you connect the dots here, you could start to make the argument for a plunge into come back all the way to 37, all the way back. And then of course this would be where they if it fell below that, then it would be this big major bounce off of here, which would be a pretty much an easy 50 pip bounce off of that. But I don't want to get too ahead of the market. I think it's definitely a sideways consolidation, and we come into this this situation here. Of course, it's a whole different rhythm pace than the 4 hour. 4 hour is a little more. See if I can cue the time frames up here. So here's March. If I go to March only on this guy. So here's March 19th. Here's March 24th. And yeah, the 4 hour is very. There's plenty of good trades there on the 4 hour. Anyways, just looking to scalp out to here for the end of the week, and then I don't know, maybe we have to come plunging back into here, but I'm definitely going to be selling at 140 for a scalp if we jump off of this price up in here. So if I extend this guy up, I'm looking for I'm just looking to trade sideways now. Just do sideways trading. Maybe we got to come right to here, spike it to here. See this baby top in here? This is a big pivot deal. So right there, we come down there, and then we jump back up, and it's just maybe we have to walk all the way back down. But I'll just I'll just go for the obvious trades, and just as long as you're not trading too close to the market, I think you're good.